So, welcome back to another tour. I know that you're noticing that we are starting off in hyperspeed, and it's really to show you the connection between getting into the city and then going into Federal Hill. So you probably noticed from the other videos that this was our entry point and exit point of the city merging onto 695. So we've just made that right, and now we're going to enter into Federal Hill. We're also going to cover Mount Vernon, Charles Village, and a few other neighborhoods in the corridor. So let's take a look. So as you notice, Federal Hill is one of those walking areas in Baltimore City, and it is right off of the peninsula. Of course, it is post-COVID time, so Federal Hill has already made adjustments for outside seating and other amenities that the neighborhood wants to offer to encourage more social distancing. You can see that this is true city living, a lot of mixed use, which means commercial on the bottom and residential on top. And it has everything that you would want: a library, a hardware store, and then of course a bunch of little eclectic restaurants and flavors. And as you continue to work your way down, you're going to see more city living. Now, the thing about Federal Hill to understand is that most of the houses are townhouses, as in 99.9% of the houses are townhouses, and they range from 1,200 square feet to even 2,200 square feet, but it's all vertical living. The one thing I always say about Federal Hill houses is that they are different on the inside as they are the same on the outside. So you can get a wide range of shapes and cutouts and utilization of space. And particularly, you'll see a lot of what we call outside living, aka a deck or a back porch. So that's one of the ways that you can get some outside space in what they call city boundaries. So now we're making our way out of Federal Hill and into Locust Point. Kick it on, hyperdrive. And we decided to use hyperdrive as opposed to cutting it so that you can really see how it all connects. Because one of the questions I would have is this really a representation, or are they just showing me, cuts from here and cuts from there? So you're actually seeing the entirety of our city tour via a car, and you're seeing how it all flows. So now you've seen us leave a Federal Hill Locust Point area, which is one geographic location, and now we're on Pratt Street, which is the main strip of the Inner Harbor. You see Phillips Hard Rock Cafe, and of course our nationally accredited and acclaimed aquarium. It has some of the most exotic and up-to-date wildlife that exists. So one of the things, this is a good segue to talk about traffic. So Baltimore is a tier 2 city, which means that if you are coming from a place like New York or California or Florida, you're going to love our traffic pattern because it's not as dense as those places. But if you're coming from places like Idaho or Missouri or Minneapolis, Minnesota, places like those, you are going to see an increase in traffic, but not by much. Now, I do want to point out that squeegee kids. So squeegee kids are high schoolers who are trying to make money by cleaning car windows. Now, I want to point that out because I promised to show you the good, the bad, and the weird. And that is just a part of being in Baltimore. It's nothing to be alarmed about. If you see the Squeegee Kids and you're able to support young entrepreneurship, great. And if you're not, all you have to do is make eye contact, shake your head, nod no, and then break eye contact. So we're making our way through Baltimore, and now you're seeing basically the other side of Pratt Street, because Pratt Street's a one-way street. So you're really getting a sense of the full city, not just 1 or 2 blocks, but you're actually getting a full sense of how all the streets are connected in a short view. So we're going to be making our way to Charles Street, which is one of our main corridor streets. So the streets to keep in mind: Charles Street, St. Paul, Calvert. Charles and Calvert go north one way, and St. Paul goes south one way. And if you're moving up and down the city, you want to find those 3 streets. And if you ever get lost, use those 3 streets to recenter yourself. Again, Charles and Calvert, one way north, St. Paul, one way down. And it is up and down from the water, which is the base of the city, and it goes all the way up north into Towson, which we'll cover next. So now we are in Mount Vernon, which will also fuse into Station North and Charles Village. What I love about Mount Vernon is that it has the most concentrated monuments of any city, and what that means is that there's a rich cultural history. So as you notice, we're making our way down Charles Street. Traffic is just something you have to be okay with. The good news is it's nothing like New York or California. That brings me to my next point. It is most likely that you will need a second car if you're coming with your family, because although you may have seen bus stations here or there, they're not as reliable as I would like, particularly me being a New Yorker coming to Baltimore. So as you can see, that is the University of Baltimore right in front of us, and we slowed down the video so you can get a good opportunity to see the University of Baltimore, which is the next university in our tour. So you've probably seen 2 so far, depending on the order in which you saw the video, but the University of Baltimore is a regionally acclaimed university, strong law school, and it's about 10 minutes away from Johns Hospital main campus. The reason why I wanted to slow this down is really to actually point out to the right. You'll see that big historic looking building. That is actually Penn Station, and you can catch Penn Station via the MARC train or Amtrak. If you take the MARC train, that is an $8 one-way ride to DC, 45 minutes, $8 back. And if you'd like to go to New York or Philadelphia or anywhere the Penn Station line runs, you can catch it right there. So as we're moving past Penn Station, we are now in Station North. We just opened up a new Sundance-esque movie theaters where they show more local, classical, and art style movies as opposed to blockbusters, if you will, to give a full range of cultural diversity. Station North is most known for its artistic vibe and feel. And as you can see, we're making our way down Charles Street. We'll also pass the Safeway supermarket on the right. And so there's always opportunities for food, fun, and so now we're passing the supermarket, as I mentioned, and we're heading into Johns Hopkins Homewood campus, which I mentioned before. So we officially passed 3 universities so far, and just look at this beautiful campus. And now we're going to make our way just past the campus. We're still on Charles Street, and now you're going to see more of the residential side of Charles Street. Some of the more noted neighborhoods within Baltimore City for single-family homes are Roland Park, Charles Village, as well as Guilford. And all of these areas are tucked right next to the university. Although when you're driving, you can't often see them because of all of the greenery, trees, parks, and things that just make the ambiance something to really take note of. So as we're making our way over, you're gonna see we're gonna be passing a few homes. These homes range between $450,000 to $750,000, and you're gonna get the same kind of single family setup, 2 garage, and it's gonna be right next to Loyola. What's interesting about Baltimore is that we have, just in this tour, have passed 3 major universities in really one corridor. And what that means is that you're going to have an extra layer of amenities and security because each neighborhood has its own thing, each university has its own thing, and then the city has its own layer. And so now you have 3 layers interacting in an area that are independent of each other and all add up to an amazing quality of life. So we're passing Loyola University, down Charles Village, and then we're passing the Notre Dame University, which is a completely separate university, although they do share a gym, interestingly enough. So this street, Charles Street, is also going to merge us into Towson, which is probably the 3rd most noted area outside of Baltimore City and Columbia itself, where families choose to stay, particularly if they have kids or if they want to be outside the hustle and bustle of a city. Towson, of course, has all the amenities that you would expect in a city. I call, again, Baltimore 2.0 in that it was built later, which means that things are just newer and more accessible. But you'll have everything that you would want in a city in Towson. And we will have another video on that. But right now we're passing in this same corridor 3 private high schools, which are nationally ranked, and they are on the same corridor right next to Loyola. So really, we haven't left Charles Street, and think about all of the diversity that you were able to experience in such a short time. So I'll let you continue looking for now, and I'll catch you on the next video.